Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right. Press 2 if y'all can hear me in the comments. Shoot to everybody that's going to tap in. If y'all can hear me, press 2. Appreciate all of y'all in the building. Love, honor, and respect. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get on in here and chop it up, y'all. As, man, bro, we got one. So I told you guys before we left that there was a major thing that happened in the courthouse. Major. And basically what it was is that the government moved like gangsters. Point blank period. The government moved like straight cold-blooded gangsters. And that's exactly what they did. The government, as Diddy is breaking down in court today, has not only Dr. Don Hughes, who put away Harvey Weinstein, but they have Mr. George Capelin, an accomplice in Diddy's organization and enterprise. Now, this guy, devastated, crying, did not want to testify because he knows that his ass is grass. Was going to take the Fifth Amendment to not incriminate himself in the court of law because he knows that if he did not volunteer to give testimony, that he was going to be charged and prosecuted with Sean Combs and probably face 15 to life in prison under the Racketeering Act. And because he did not want to face 15 years to life and decisions that he made probably 15, 20 years ago when he was younger and, probably wasn't thinking. He has now been offered immunity today in the courthouse. And now he has to give up this information he has or he goes to prison. So he decided, his attorney, to sign the immunity agreement that was offered to him today in court. And the judge signed it. He signed it. And now Sean Diddy Combs is seeing his inner circle, all the people he had doing this dirt for him, crumble right before his very eyes. In a move that his lawyers didn't see coming. Nobody started to think that this guy would be brought in. Diddy's lawyers were heated. And so before we left, they could not believe that this guy was subpoenaed and now has signed a immunity agreement. Like I told you guys, when everybody was asking me, oh, Ticket, you sound like an idiot. You remember, go back 4 or 5 weeks ago, 4 months ago, when Diddy got arrested, everybody says, oh, man, this is bull-ish. Where's all the other people at? It's supposed to be a RICO. I said, bro, all the other people snitching. I said, bro, all the other people are not stupid like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Diddy could have went ahead, took a plea agreement, and been out of here. We wouldn't even been in court. None of these people would have been, you know what I'm saying? But since Diddy wanted to fight it, now you put all these other people on the hook. And now people got to snitch just to save their lives. Didn't I tell y'all this before? I told y'all. People got families out here, man. People, these people are 17, 18, 19, 20 years removed from this situation. This dude ain't the same dude. He might not be the same dude he was then. You know what I'm saying? But now he might have a wife. He might have kids. He might have a family. He might be in a whole different position. Say, man, ain't no way I can lose my family for 15 to 30 years on Fed charges. Hell no. Hell no. That dude was crying walking into the court. Look at his face. Man, that fool finna tell everything, man. I tried to tell y'all this, but cats didn't want to listen to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Allen in the Cash App with a donation coming through. What a $50 donation in the Cash App, man. And he said, you was right, Ticket. They all snitching. I told y'all this. Them cats ain't want to listen to me, though. Everybody said, I ain't know what I was talking about. I told you. I stayed in the paperwork. The paperwork said that everybody was snitching. That's how I knew Diddy was going to get found guilty. Because all the people that was with him were snitching. If he didn't have nobody with him, and he didn't do no crime, it would be nobody to snitch, give up information, and give up all these other things. I told y'all this. But, you know, like I said before, man, all lies will be exposed. Point blank, period. There's no way around this. His own people are giving him up now. Simple as that. So they come back in the courtroom, and the government says, Your Honor, we emailed you the exhibit over the break. Diddy's lawyer says, we object to it as hearsay. Now Diddy's lawyers want to say this guy, oh, he's hearsay. He says the statement, think I feel you, from Mr. Combs is ambiguous. He could be saying, thanks for the advice. Man, the judge like, man, whatever, man. The judge is like, look, man, we pick back up on Dr. Hughes. Please get her back on the stand. Jury, come on in here. And bring the jury back in here. Dr. Hughes is in the middle. And she's definitely going to work. So Dr. Hughes comes back in. And Diddy's lawyer says, you are with the American Psychological Association, which says you should only render opinion after examination, right? She says, where? She says, this is a different role. Diddy's lawyer says, you have not gathered the information about this case, right? She says, I'm not rendering an opinion on any individual. Diddy's lawyer says, there's someone named Cassie, but you don't know what she said, right? Hughes says, I don't. Diddy's lawyer said, you testified across the river in the Eastern District of New York, right? She said, yep. Diddy's lawyer saying, you say the same thing, even those cases are different, correct? She says, it's to help the jurors understand. Diddy's lawyer said, but it's their job to consider the case, right? She says, you don't publish data on the patients you have evaluated, do you? Oh, no, Diddy's lawyer says, you don't publish data on the patients you have evaluated, do you? She said, it's confidential. Diddy's lawyer says, so I can't cross-check your experience, the basis of what you're saying, right? She says, people might go to a civil lawyer to make a little money, right? Or Diddy's lawyer said, people might go to a civil lawyer to make a little money, right? The government says, objection. The judge says, let's move on. Diddy's lawyer says, in civil litigation, you might look for malingering, right? You gave a webinar about giving expert witness testimony, right? She said, yes, for battered women. Diddy's lawyer said, let me show you DX. The judge says, sidebar. During the sidebar, an exhibit from Diddy's raid with a whole bunch of baby oil and Astroglide. And then the judge says, look, we're going to send the jury to the back. The judge throws the jury out. And then the jury comes back. And the judge says, Mrs. Shapiro submitted an exhibit ex parte, now reviewing a document which what should I focus on? The government said it shouldn't show this witness has a bias. The judge says she can be shown the document about training domestic violence advocates and asked if she remembers, but I won't admit it as evidence until she denied it and becomes prior inconsistent statement. until she denies it, and it becomes a prior inconsistent statement. So they bring her back in, and then the jury back in. So Diddy's lawyer says, does this document refresh your recollection? She says, let me look at it more closely. Yes. Diddy's lawyer said the fourth part is about navigating cross examination, right? She says, yes. Diddy's lawyer said most of your income comes from court-related work, right? She says, no, maybe half. Diddy's lawyer said, you've raised your rate to $600. She said, it's been the same rate for some time. Diddy's lawyer said, but you raised it. She says, basically on line with others. Diddy's lawyer said, you've been retained hundreds of times, but you've never come into court and testified in the defense of a man accused of a sex crime. She said, that's correct. I don't evaluate offenders. Diddy's lawyer said, you met with the prosecution 6 times to prepare your testimony, right? She said, correct. The government said, can we have a sidebar? The judge says, you may. Sidebar. They have a sidebar. Then they come back. Diddy's lawyers say, did you discuss the topics with the prosecutors? She says, with all due respect, it was mostly me educating them. He said, but you know nothing about the case. Were you advising them on how to present evidence in domestic violence cases? Diddy's lawyer said, didn't you help them write briefs? Government said, can we have a sidebar? Judge says, yes, but keep it brief, shorter than the last one. And the sidebar wasn't shorter than the last one was. It wasn't shorter. The sidebar was longer. So the judge said, sorry, that wasn't shorter. He said, Mrs. Steiner, from the government. So the government says, you reviewed some filings to the court in this case. It was related to the subject of your expert testimony, right? The doctor says, yes, correct. The government said, in fact, we redacted. She said, yes, you did. Right? Boom. 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 There you go right there. Right? So they said they redacted that part. Right? Period. So, but some people are saying, look, you know, the government, some people are saying that they made a mistake by picking her because they said, oh, you have some bias. They did this, but they're saying that they redacted it. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens right now. So the government cleared up Diddy's lies. So what the government did was Diddy's lawyers tried to lie. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Diddy's lawyers trying to be funny. They trying to play games. The government cleaned that shit up. Nah, the government came and got their ass. Diddy's lawyers tried to run a slick one. Diddy's lawyers tried to run a slick one. They trying to run a timeout today so that dude don't get on the stand today. On the redirect, the prosecution is gonna come back on their ass. So the prosecution says, oh no, yeah, the government says you are a board of certified forensic pathologists. Yes, she said yes. They said how many of those are in New York State? She says I think about 40. So now the government is redirecting, right? So they're saying the government's saying, hey, we redacted that stuff. So that stuff you're talking about, she didn't even see that part. She didn't even see anything with the Diddy stuff. She just was looking at general information. So yeah, they and in fact, they're gonna they can probably prove they redacted that stuff that she looked at. When I say redacted, you guys, I mean when you look at paperwork, it's marked out. So for example, let me give y'all an example, right? Let's say I show you this. You don't know what half that says. So the key elements to this case, you don't know anything about. Why? Because it's redacted. It's marked out. That's how she was given the information as well. Diddy's lawyers tried to run a fast one. The government got their ass and said, nah, that was redacted. So he ain't gonna run that one. And Diddy's lawyers are funny. They're trying to run a timeout on her because they don't want that witness to get up there today. They want to hold that witness till tomorrow so they could try to find a way to get some dirt on that new witness they got to try to run it. Diddy's lawyers are trying to run the clock out. Diddy's lawyers are smart. They're very smart. They're trying to run the clock out today so that this guy doesn't get on the stand. Now, Diddy's lawyer comes back up and says, recross. He says, your defense work is almost entirely for victims of domestic violence, right? She says, I'm not sure that's true. He said, but you work with Mr. Brian Steele, who is defending a woman charged with reacting to domestic violence, right? She said, yes. So this woman has worked with Brian Steele too, one of Diddy's lawyers. So one of Diddy's lawyers have probably given them this information on this girl to try to help out on Diddy that, oh, well, she's helped with domestic violence too. But here's the situation. Like she said, he tried to say that most of her work is on victims of domestic violence. She says that's not true, right? She said that's not true. So they're trying to get her to admit that, oh, well, you ain't even specializing in this field. Your work is with domestic violence. Most of it they're trying to say. She says, nah, that's not necessarily true. Oh, well, you work with Brian Steele on a case? What that's supposed to mean? I worked on a number of cases. So his case, he had a domestic violence case, but that don't mean that's what I always work on. Man, these people crazy as hell, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this. Y'all got to peep game. Peep game when I'm telling y'all this. Peep all this stuff, all these dirty tactics these cats be trying to use. Y'all got to peep it. There's a lot of dirty tactics going on. Straight up. Right? So that's the situation that's going on right now. Just dirty, filthy, dirty tactics. All right? Right? So this is the stuff y'all see going on. All right, hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me see. What we on? Boy, the government's some slick bastards, boy. They trying to run the clock out, man. The government is trying to run the clock out, y'all. They are hilarious, bro. Bro, they trying to run the clock out. They do not want this witness on the stand. They don't want this witness on the stand, bro. And she was retained by one of Diddy's attorneys. So how bad could she really be? But Brian Steele, what he did was, Brian Steele was like, yo, she's good, man. Brian Steele, she's so good, Brian Steele used her. So it says that, and Mr. Steele decided not to use you after meeting with you. The judge says, move on. He says, no further question. The judge says, next witness, in comes the snitch, right? So he says, well, Brian Steele didn't use you. Yeah, he couldn't use her because Brian Steele defends criminals for the most part. That's why. He defends the bad guys. So Brian Steele, he couldn't defend her because she was going to lock their ass up. Now, here we go, y'all. Here comes the rat. Here comes the snitch right here. The snitch has entered the courtroom. Hold on one second. I got to get the picture of the snitch up here, man. Man, bro. Y'all know the snitch came in that joint crying. They was going to get him on the stand today. They was going to get the snitch on the stand today. And the snitch is on the stand, y'all. Lord, he crying. Man, that boy walked in the courtroom crying. Man. Boy, they got the snitch up in there today, man. Man, bro. Yeah, they got the snitch. They don't flip this dude. Look at him. That nigga crying coming in the courtroom, bro. That nigga like he don't want. That nigga like he's scared for his life, bro. He gonna have to move somewhere, bro. They gonna have to put him in witness protection, bro. They gonna have to put him in witness protection. That's a picture of him going in the courthouse today. Boy, I hope the government get a lot of questions out. Leave us on a cliffhanger. Leave us on a cliffhanger. Give us something big. He's coming in the courtroom right now, y'all. He was just given immunity today. This is one of Diddy's partners, one of his main guys. And they can't believe it because he was pleading the fifth, didn't want to testify because he didn't want to incriminate himself and be locked up. But the government put the squeeze on his ass. And they told him, they said, man, if you don't sign this paper right here, man, your ass is grass, boy. Go ahead and not sign this paper right here and see what happens. We're going to show you what it is. So the government says, when did you work for Combs Enterprises? Racketeering. He says from 2013 to 2015. The government says, what fell under that holding company? He said the clothing, the liquor. This is how they put all Diddy's companies in there. The clothing company, the liquor company. This guy worked for that. She said, the government said, what fell under that holding company? He said the clothing, liquor, entertainment. I was the executive assistant to the chief operating officer. She said, where do you work? He said, 1710 Broadway, New York City. Boy, this nigga got connections to all them businesses. That's why they gonna seize all this nigga assets, man. Now, this is the dude. So we didn't even know. This is the guy who connects all the businesses. So when they put his spirit and alcohol business, when they put his clothing line, when they put his entertainment line, this dude right here is the dude that connect everything, bro. Because he the one that was working in all those aspects too. Because I was wondering, I'm like, yo, when we gonna find out about, because they did put like Combs, Entertainment, Combs, all this stuff in the RICO, and they said that they was gonna seize all those assets. And I told y'all this, 3, 4, 5 months before the case, that's in the paperwork. It's right there in the indictment. Matter of fact, let me see. I got the indictment right here. I told y'all this. Later on tonight, I'm going to pull up the last page of that indictment later on tonight so y'all can see it. I got the full indictment right here. But later on tonight, I'm going to pull up the last page so y'all can see all those things that the feds said they're going to see. And the feds said they don't even care. If you transfer it to your mother's name or whoever's name, it don't matter. We still going to seize it. That's what the feds say. The feds say it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The feds said it do not matter. You know what I mean? Straight up. And I talked to somebody who's in the courthouse today, man. They said, man, this dude look like he got that he going through it, bro. Midlife crisis right now, brother. So the government says, what was your next position? He says, I was the executive assistant to the chairman, Mr. Sean Diddy Combs, from September 2014 to September 2015. And he said, the government said, well, who did you report to? He said, I reported to Christina Courtroom, KK. She essentially ran Sean Diddy Combs' life. Oh, they got Christina Courtroom all in here. She gonna snitch. Christina Courtroom is gonna snitch. She gonna give it all up on Diddy. She gonna go up there crying. And she gonna give it all up on Sean Diddy Combs. The government says, where did you report? He said, Los Angeles. Trying to tell y'all. Y'all finna see all the racketeering right here. That nigga said Christina Corum run the whole Diddy's life. And when they put Christina Corum up there, she gonna give up the whole game. Mm-hmm. See? Y'all seeing what it was now. Diddy had white people doing his little dirty cleanup work and stuff like that. And he had the black folks as the muscle, the security niggas, the big niggas that was getting niggas up off. But these people was doing all the other work. You know what I'm saying? Finances and all that other stuff, things like that. He had other people doing that type of work. All that work inside of his organizations. And Christina Corum, man, they gonna line her up. Heavy Chevy style, nigga. You can, cause her name all up in this. They had to have flipped her. Man. Because if not, she'd be going to prison right now with Diddy. So the government said, what did you do? He said, I carried Diddy's bags, made such things where and when he wanted them. As he trusted me more and more, he had me around him. It's over with. He said, I set up the hotel rooms. The government said, how many hours a week was he working for Diddy? Bro, this man said he was working from 80 to 100 hours a week for Diddy, bro. Bro, this nigga Diddy, that's forced labor. That nigga going to prison, bro. That nigga's going to prison. That lines up with what the other dude said. The other dude said that Diddy had him working 20-hour days, 6 days a week, bro. That's crazy. Crazy. Man. This man was working 80 to 100 hours a week, setting up hotel rooms for Diddy. Man, bro, I try to tell y'all this, man. Bro, y'all niggas ain't want to listen. Y'all finna see they finna unmask the entire organization. Now, they said, the government asked him, well, how much did you get paid? He said, I got paid $125,000 a year to start. The government said, what did you do in the morning? He says, make sure everything was in the bathroom. The breakfast was cooked. He was recording a mixtape, so we worked late. Bruh. That's crazy, man. You working an executive job. I want y'all to think about this. In 2014, 2015, you're working an executive job 80 to 100 hours a week, and you only getting 125 a year? No, I ain't talking about no penny ante. You working an executive job with Diddy. Bro, this dude's supposed to be making like damn near $250,000-$300,000 a year. That's crazy. Bro, Percy Jr. said it's 168 hours in a week. This man has 68 hours to himself. Bro, you can't even, what can you do in 68 hours in 1 week? Divide 68 times 7, bro. Somebody do that. What's 68 divided by 7? Somebody in the comment section tell me that. What's 68 divided by 7? Somebody got to tell me in the comments, man. 68 divided by 7. Somebody tell me. We got to get this information. 68 divided by 7 is what, y'all? 9? That's 9? Oh, 8? Hold on, let me see. Yo, a little over 9? Bro, this man had 9 free hours a day. And remember this, y'all. You get 24 hours in a day off. Bro, this shit is crazy, bro. Bro, so if you work a 9 to 5, let's say you go from 9 to 5, right? That's 9. That's like 8 hours, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You working 8 hours, right? Bro, so that means if you working 8 hours, you got a 24-hour day. You got like, let's do the math. 24 minus 8 is what, y'all? 16. You got 16 hours free. Bro, this dude, bro, this shit is crazy, bro. Diddy, hey, that shit is illegal, bro. Diddy's going to prison, man. Bro, that's crazy workforce work, forced labor. That's why and everybody said they was doing it. Bro, man. They ain't gonna argue about that. They're not getting around that forced labor, bro. 125,000 a year for forced labor like a mofo, man. Diddy got modern day slavery going on out here. Bro, that's modern day slavery, man. Diddy's a horrible human being, bro. He's a horrible human being, bro. How can anybody take up for Sean Diddy Combs, man? He's a horrible human being. Horrible human being. This nigga out here treating people like slaves, man. Come on, man. What we doing here, man? That's crazy, bro. Bro, Diddy is a devil, man. He's a devil, bro. Because remember, they put forced labor inside of the racketeering. That's gonna be the easiest thing to prove. The forced labor and the kidnapping, yeah, that nigga going to prison. Forced labor and kidnapping, y'all. He going to prison, my nigga. There ain't no way around that. That nigga going to prison. He going to prison, nigga. They got him on the RICO. They got 3 people that said that this dude had them working all them damn hours, bro. The one dude said he was working 20-hour days. The one dude said he was working 20-hour days and he said he worked 3 straight weeks without 1 day free. Come on, man. That's the other dude, David James, that testified yesterday. Diddy is a demon, man. He's a straight demon, bro. He's a straight demon, man. That's crazy. Bro, those people should be suing Diddy, nigga. Real talk. This how bad those people wanted to be in those circles, man. People was willing to get that going. Man, let this dude just, bro. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing. Right? Hold on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Y'all smash that like button if y'all come on in and subscribe. Old boy up on the stand. Snitching. He up there snitching. Hey, what's up, baby? Hey, come here, baby. Hey. Hey, you look at your message? Hold on, let me hook you up. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Smash the like button, y'all. Yeah, y'all, hold on 1 second, man. I'm telling an old girl something.
Yo tengo.
I'm just working on the doors over there. I gotta finish I gotta finish that shit up tonight. Oh, hold on. Nah, you straight. There you go right there. There you go. Yeah, y'all. So he's snitching big time, y'all. He's on the stand. And this guy right here, yeah, he gonna give it the whole organization, man. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Diddy should have took the plea, man. I'm telling y'all right now, he should have took the plea deal, man. The man should have took the plea deal. But this is what happens when you a narcissist, bro. When you a narcissist, bro, and you believe that you above everything, you can do anything to anybody you want, and just operate however the hell you want, bro. This is what happens. This is what happens. Point blank, period. So yeah, bro, he didn't even know this guy was coming in. Did y'all see Diddy in the courtroom? The picture of him? Look at the picture of Diddy, bro. He's out of here, bro. That's from today. That's from today, bro. How you think he feel now? This man don't pay all them lawyers. Then all they got to prove is two elements of the racketeering, right? The forced labor, they already proved that. They got multiple people that say that this dude had them working slave hours. You know what I'm saying? Luna está sola. I forgot. So, yeah, I'm just telling y'all, man, like, I look at the situation, man, and bad work, man. So, yeah, I'm just telling y'all what it is. I'm telling you what it is. So, yeah, y'all, hold on, y'all. Diddy was breaking all kind of laws, y'all. I'm looking at something in the book, in the rule book, y'all. Diddy, he was breaking all types of laws. Bro, that's sad, bro. Bro, they like his that labor stuff, they're taking all his companies, bro. They're taking all his companies. Because this dude's he put all the companies in there. He put the new clothing company, entertainment company. Bro, this dude put all the companies in one. He said he was working for all those companies. That's why I was wondering why in the indictment it said they were taking all Diddy's companies. This is why. And then you was only paying this guy. This dude's working damn near 100 hours a week. And you treating this dude, bro, that nigga Diddy is the devil for real, my nigga. Bro, this man worked the dude 20-hour shifts, 3 weeks straight, no break. 3 weeks straight. He worked the other dude, David James, bro. This guy working 100 hours a week. That's crazy. So check this out, y'all. So the government asked this man, who was the security? He says the security was Uncle Paulie, same thing the other guy said. He said the security was D-Rock, same thing the other guy said. He said the security was Ruben. I never heard about Ruben. Now, Ruben, somebody new. He says later, licensed security in the second half of 2015. So he said Diddy went from having these personal guys like D-Rock and these guys to personal security. They're going to make D-Rock snitch or go to prison. They're going to make D-Rock snitch or go to prison, in my opinion, bro. Because they keep bringing up D-Rock in this whole situation, bro. It's messed up, bro. All because of Diddy shit, bro. So The government says, how frequently did you communicate with Diddy? He said multiple times a day. He said things could be found in the back, an iPad, drugs, whatever. Man, this dude giving up. Bro, that nigga, you got multiple people, you got drugs, you got forced labor, you got sex. Man, they going to prison for life. Tell all them niggas who was talking all that shit to me, nigga. Hey, nigga, I'm on a different level, my nigga. I'm on a different level, nigga. The government says, did he threaten you? He said, he threatened my job. The government said, how often? He said, Diddy threatened his job monthly, maybe monthly. He said he was only to be surrounded by the best people and that he wasn't. He said, Diddy said he only was to be surrounded by the best people. He wasn't. What you mean the best people? The best slaves? The best slaves, nigga? Then it says, for example, he went at me for a 1 liter water, right? He said he went at me for a 1 liter water and I brought back 2 liters. He said no. He said a nigga Diddy got mad because Diddy wanted 1 liter of water. He brought 2. And Diddy said no. He says, how did you travel? He said, I traveled on this jet or going in at advance to make sure everything was set up. Then the government says, how did you set up the hotel rooms? He said there was a bag. I unpacked it. Clothes, candle, Astroglide, baby oil. This is Rico right here, y'all. The government said, who bought this? He said, often me. The government says, in what cities did you set up the hotel rooms? Uh-oh, here comes the transportation. He says, LA, New York, Miami. He says in LA, in the C, he said LA, Mr. C, Bel Air, the Intercontinental. The government said in New York, oh, he used the Trump Hotel by Columbus Circle. In Miami, the SLS. The government said, how was it booked? He said it was booked through the name of Frank Black, based on Biggie's Frank White. I told y'all this. Didn't I tell y'all the first day when they said Frank Black? I said, oh, did he do the opposite of Frank White? I told y'all, man, he ain't gonna give up, man. Everybody screaming, gang, gang, gang. Them folks come and get you, they gonna tell on the whole gang. They gonna tell on the whole gang. Everybody screaming, gang, gang, gang. Right? So the government said, would you clean up rooms? He said, yeah. Bottles of baby oil, Gatorade, once a brown crystallized powder on the counter of the bathroom sink. The government said, why did you clean up and not hotel staff? He said it was implied to protect his public image. I was keen on doing that. Remember they said that Diddy would use the inner staff to protect his image? Yeah, it's over with, bro. The government says, explain. The government says, explain that. Diddy's lawyer says, objection. The judge says, no, overruled, explain that shit. He says, I found hotels would sell photos to newspapers to shame guests. That's crazy, bro. Diddy had this man selling photos to newspapers to shame guests. That's crazy, bro. The government said, did he reach out to you from the room? He said, yeah, for food, for clothes, and for drugs. It's over with, bro. He said, I did. They said, what drugs? He said, the dope kit. Bro, this nigga going to prison, bro. That's Rico right there. That's the Rico right there. That's racketeering like a mofo. I told y'all they gonna get his ass. Y'all thought the feds was playing? This man said that Diddy, this is 2 dudes that came out there and said Diddy had them going to get the drugs. I told y'all this. Rats. These, and that's all Diddy's fault. These are the dudes Diddy hired and had him doing his dirty work. Them dudes gonna fold under pressure, nigga. They're not finna go to prison the rest of their life for you. I told all y'all this before the trial. Everybody looked at me last like I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I said all those people and everybody that's in the chat room that heard what I said when I said it, press 1, because y'all know I ain't lying. I sat up here and said, all those people, we talking 18, 19, 20 years later, they at a different point in their life now. They got families. They got kids. They got all this. Man, ain't nobody trying to go to prison for 15, 20 years for this nigga. I said, them people gonna all snitch. When everybody was saying, yo, where the Cudis at? I said, bro, they all snitching. Nah, man, I don't believe it, man. Okay, nigga, do you believe it now? I tried to tell y'all this. That man said he had the dope kit, nigga. Period. That's drug, nigga. So he don't put drugs, all this, in traveling. They could have hit Diddy with drug charge and traveling. You know why? They found drugs on Diddy. But I'm going to tell y'all what I think. Because I'm smarter than a lot of these niggas. You know what I think the government did, y'all? They could have hit Diddy with more. They could have hit Diddy probably with interstate drugs and gun charges, federal charges. You know why I don't think they did that? Because the government is smart, I think. I think the government did not want to bring all this on Diddy. And I don't think they wanted to do this because the government did not want to take a risk that Diddy got convicted or somehow slithered out of this and they didn't have ground two. You better believe if any way, shape, or form Diddy gets out of this, meaning he doesn't get life, they're coming back for round two with all the other shit. I promise y'all this. If Diddy gets pardoned, they're going to wait till whoever the president is to get out, and they're going to run that shit back with a whole new different charges. Watch what I tell you. You see what's going on with Harvey Weinstein right now? They ran it back with Harvey Weinstein ass. I tried to tell y'all this, bro. Them people ain't stupid, man. They smarter than what you think. So everybody talking about, oh, man, pardon. No. All they're going to do is just wait, let the time run out till Trump leave, and then go get Diddy ass as soon as Trump's out of office. That's all they're going to do. Or they'll go back, arrest him, jam him up for 2 or 3 years till Trump gets out, and then go to his case. I try to tell everybody this. If people don't want to listen to me, I be trying to tell niggas, bro, I read the paperwork. They were ready for any situation, bro. The feds is not stupid. That's why they didn't hit that nigga with all these charges. They easily could have hit him with interstate drugs and all this other stuff, gun charges, all this other stuff. They didn't do it. They didn't hit him with everything they could. That's crazy work. So he said that Diddy had him carrying a dope kit. The government said illegal drugs. Diddy's lawyer, hold on. Diddy's lawyer is an ass, bro. Diddy's lawyer says, I object to the term illegal. What do you mean, fool? What the hell do you think is in the pictures? They got pictures on TMZ of the illegal drugs. What do you think is legal? Diddy's lawyers are insane. His lawyer sat up here with a straight face, talking about some, I object to the term illegal. When it comes to, they're illegal drugs. That's crazy, bro. What do you want? He want the jury to think that all those drugs is legal, man. Yeah, man, it's legal, man. Man, that man, Diddy wasted all his money on them dumbass lawyers. He going to prison for life, bro, period. Without the possibility of parole, my nigga. I told y'all this, man, because I'm not no idiot. I was in the paperwork, nigga. I read all the paperwork, and I didn't even see this right here. I thought it was going to be the other dudes that got Diddy that's coming up after this. I ain't even see this guy coming up. This guy right here, yeah, he put a fork in this shit. This man said he was transporting it for him. So Diddy's lawyer says, I object to the term illegal. The government says, yeah, whatever. What other drugs? He says, man, the man had Advil, ketamine. The government said what he asked for. He said, I picked up the drugs for him, MDMA. He said, who asked? He says, Diddy did, in LA and in Miami. Man, this nigga telling it up. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hill, and everywhere. Y'all niggas said y'all didn't see no Rico. His ass is going to jail. So he also says in Miami, Diddy asked me to call a person. He said he came and gave me a bag of pills, MDMA. I gave him cash. I gave the pills to Mr. Combs. You know what's going to happen, y'all? They're going to bring the dude in that brought the pills. Oh, yeah, that's one stop, baby. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. That's one stop. You know, they said the Fed setting this thing up perfectly. They got one stop, and they going overtime today for this one. See, they was stopping at 3 o'clock. They ain't stop at 3 today. You know why? Because they ain't want Diddy's lawyers to have no time to do no time for fake ones. Just system crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while they keep talking shit, we count bank funds. That's right. Huh? That's right. Oh yeah, they had One Stop. One Stop had birth control pills, Viagra, all kind of drugs. With the Kawhi laugh on them niggas. I told y'all this. But I guess I was lying though, right? I guess I was capping. Nah, nigga, I'm just smarter, nigga. I'm just better. Straight like that. So back to what we were saying. He says that in Miami, and y'all know who they called in Miami, they called him with One Stop. Right? Allegedly. I don't we'll find out. Allegedly. But it says in Miami, Diddy asked me to call a person. He came and gave me a bag of pills. MDA. I gave him cash. I gave the pills to Diddy. He said in LA, he said, I went out and met the person in Hollywood. I gave money. He gave me the bag. Bro, this shit is over with, man. They laying this dude out, man. Paramedics pick him up, nigga. They laying him out. Paramedics pick him up, nigga. Right? That's crazy work, man. Crazy work, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? Something else going on, y'all. Hold on. Something else going on the side of this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Something else is going on. So now you guys, out of the rafters, hold on. Something's going on. Let me read this real quick to y'all. It's about Gina. I think. Hold on. Hold on. Diddy's lawyer says the proffered Kid Cudi's coming tomorrow, y'all. Did I tell y'all Kid Cudi's coming tomorrow? Kid Cudi's tomorrow. Boy, they gonna line this nigga up. Diddy's done, bro. That nigga going to prison forever, bro. I told y'all this. Diddy's lawyer says the proffered email chain is about Gina. He says that Gina's out of the case. She's not coming, is what Diddy's lawyer said. So Diddy's lawyer is trying to say Gina's out of the case, right? She's not coming. Now listen, y'all. The government says she's in the indictment. Diddy's lawyer says they could get her here and they're choosing not to. I'll submit a letter by 10 p.m. He's saying that they could get her here, but she's not. Man, listen, bro. Gina don't want this fire, bro. Because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell y'all why Gina don't want this fire. Because Gina already went on Tasha K and told Tasha K that Diddy stomped on her chest, beat her up, did all kind of shit to her. If Gina have anything to do with the inner workings of that organization and she don't show up, they're going to charge her ass too. They're going to charge her ass too. Because trust me, they're not going to let her play with the feds. If they got anything on Sister Gina, come on over here and let the Reverend Leon Lonnie Love lay my hands on your succulent, perky little... Down, Satan. Down. I rebuke you in the name. Oh, yeah. And let me get to these donations, man. Salute everybody that's donating, man. Salute everybody that's donating. Shout out to Kimberly coming through with a $50 donation. She said, Tiki, you were right, bro. 100%. That's a fact. That's a fact. Literally, we can go shopping in Italy. Hand on the thigh, she ain't want to get rid of me. That's a fact. That's a fact, Kimberly. That's a fact. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you because I got a whole lot of criticism. All I was doing was reading the paperwork. That's all I was doing. Shout out to Mark Brown in the Cash App. $25 donation, man. He said it's all blowing up in Diddy's face, man. It's blowing up in his face. Trying to tell y'all this. Man, when them people get in there, man, they get them racks, man. Them dudes, man. This is why I was trying to tell everybody, and I'm not being funny about this. I'm telling everybody this. When I told y'all this, when we was doing all those videos, when all the paperwork was coming out, and I was all up in the paperwork, me and the other girl, Kata Shay, and these other people, right? When we were reading this paperwork, bro, y'all got to understand something, bro. Bro, listen. The information was right there. These people, bro, the information's right there. These people, bro, they not going to prison for Diddy. I told y'all this. Diddy had white business people doing his dirty work, bro. I told y'all this. He had white, real business people touching drugs. This nigga's an idiot. That has to be the biggest idiot in the world, bro. You ain't got street niggas. Let's talk some real talk right now. You ain't got street cats. Diddy had white business workers that's now snitching on him. Look at this dude. Look at the way he look. Then look at this guy. Look at these guys. These are the guys Diddy had touching. Bro, listen, you can't make this stuff up, bro. And what y'all thought? Y'all thought these dudes gonna go in here and do 15, 20, 30 for Diddy? Man, ain't no way in hell, bro. They ain't no way in hell, bro. These dudes are the accomplices. They're the ones that helped set all this stuff up. They're gonna give up the whole game. And that ain't even the muscle. That's just the organizational business part. You sending all these people to go get this stuff done. Crazy work, bro. That's sloppy and that's bad by Diddy, bro. And everything they're saying in the indictment is true. Everybody talking about, I don't see the RICO. Nigga, you Ray Charles, nigga. You Ray Charles. Read the paperwork. Read the paperwork. For decades, Sean Combs, the defendant, abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. What did the man just say in court today? He said he was there, and the reason why he was there instead of the hotel staff to do all the cleanup was to protect Diddy's reputation. It says it right there in the indictment under the racketeering. They straight said it right here. Conceal his conduct, protect his reputation, fulfill his sexual desires. This dude said, yo, I was out here putting up all the stuff in the room, preparing the room. These people was preparing the rooms for Diddy to have the freak offs. The feds are putting all the pieces together. You got the people who prepared the rooms, the sex workers who said they got paid and going across state lines. You got the doctor coming in saying that Diddy mind controlled Cassie. That nigga's going to prison forever, nigga. And they didn't even put everything on the table. You know why? Because the feds ain't stupid. They waiting to see if anything happened. I guarantee you the feds double back with drug charges, gun charges, all kind of crazy shit. Straight up. If anything happened, if Trump give him a pardon, they'll wait it out, and come back, get his ass again. That's the reason why they didn't charge him with everything they could have charged him with. All them drugs they found, man, this nigga had enough drugs, bro. This nigga, the drugs that y'all have seen in this case, that's enough drugs this nigga had, bro, that he could be in prison right now for about 20, 25 years. From all the pictures of the drugs. I seen all the pills and shit that he had, all them drugs. They got that shit. They got drugs on the table, nigga. They got drugs and guns on the table, nigga. Are y'all crazy? That's why I was trying to tell everybody, bro. And that shit was all in the paperwork pre-trial. But niggas get mad at me, hating on me. I'm like, bro, why you hating on me? Now I'm reading the paperwork. Then on top of that, Diddy treating people like shit. Kicking people in the head, kicking people in the back, beating girls up. Man, everybody's speaking up for this nigga, man. It's how you treat people that's around you, bro. This dude right here, he said in the court today, Diddy threatened to fire him every month. So what you think he gonna do when he get a proffer agreement? I'm cooking your ass. Nigga, you got me working 100 hours a week and you threatening my job every month, talking about we ain't doing a good job. That's what he just said in open court. Right? But this is what happens when you're not there and you come on YouTube and start doing all that talking, running around here looking like big lip dribble bookman. Straight up, nigga. I can make 80K on a lazy day. Believe that, nigga. Straight like that. These dudes was all gonna rat. And they saving, the feds saving the best for last. Y'all know what the feds is doing? The feds is making sure. I'm gonna tell y'all what the feds is doing. I can see the play right now. The feds is making sure that in case any of these other people getting cold feet, they got multiple people that's putting y'all names in this shit now. So when we get to y'all later on, I'm talking about all the security staff, all these mofos they keep naming. They making sure that you guys know we've already got multiple people with y'all names up in this shit now that are testifying that y'all are involved. So now if you don't want to testify, we're going to nail your ass to the wall. Because see, anybody who bucks the system and won't come back to it, all they're going to do is double back at the end of this and have them do sentenced, charged and sentenced. And they'll be going after Diddy. Remember, they ain't all got to go at the same time as Diddy. The Fed's using this case right now to see who they can get. And that's why I told y'all, most of these people have lined up the road with Diddy. Man, ain't nobody trying to go up there and do no 25. Bro, that's a RICO, nigga. All them people's facing that under the RICO. Everybody who participated in the RICO, they're all facing 20 to life. Straight up. You think this man right here doing 20 years? He probably got 3 kids, a wife, a family, a job, a respectable job right now, man, that he's ashamed of, that he's probably going to lose his job now because the whole world's seeing him and hearing about him in this activity. Come on, man. I'm trying to tell you right now, bro. But he says, you know what? That's better than me sitting in prison. And y'all don't have to listen. And like I said before, you got to get to Diddy because, again, Diddy put all these people in a situation to where, because his actions, Diddy's foolishness, his lack of self-control, man. You out here beating up people, kicking people, doing all this shit to people, man. He ain't got no discipline, bro. He ain't got no self-discipline, bro. So Diddy put a blast on his own shit. You owe a producer $50,000 allegedly, and he says you don't even want to pay him. Come on, bro. And now he don't snitched on you and gave up the whole empire. And everybody gonna be mad at the producer and call him a rat. But how would you feel if you was doing work, allegedly getting touched on your cakes, all this other stuff, and then still not getting paid? Think about it. So when you come to this situation right here, man, I mean, dog, man, this is sad work, man. But hey, again, he got cooked, bro. He got cooked, man. He got cooked, man. He got cooked, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't want to hear no more Diddy talk. It's a wrap, bro. He going to prison, bro, for the rest of his natural life. Shout out to Katasha Hard, $25 donation cash app. She said, thanks for my favorite song, reminders, and movie lines. You already know what it is. Baby, baby. Gina Cooper, salute to you in the cash app, the donation. She said, I'm not that Gina. Cook ticket. Sister Gina? Is that you, Sister Gina? I know that's not you, Sister Gina. And that's another thing. They're going to go hunt down Gina. Kid Cudi coming tomorrow. That means not only is Kid Cudi coming tomorrow, they probably got those other witnesses that's coming tomorrow in the Kid Cudi case. Remember, y'all, the Kid Cudi case, they just said today Kid Cudi coming tomorrow. You know Kid Cudi mad as hell. That man blew his car up allegedly. Oh, yeah, he mad as hell. They said that he met with Diddy. Diddy met with him and with the girl Cassie, and he asked Diddy, where's his car? And Diddy said, what car? Come on, man. Bro, this nigga, he gonna fry Diddy tomorrow, bro. Fry him tomorrow. And look, it's all in the paperwork. For example, in the early morning hours of December the 22nd, 2011, Diddy, the defendant, and a co-conspirator kidnapped an individual at gunpoint to facilitate breaking into and entering into the residence of another individual one. That's Kid Cudi. Multiple witnesses would testify. Multiple witnesses would testify at trial. That means they got Kid Cudi, and behind Kid Cudi, they got multiple witnesses that Diddy not only kidnapped somebody at gunpoint. It says multiple witnesses at trial would testify at trial to the events surrounding the kidnapping and break-in. That means Diddy's going to have people that come into court that talk about him and one of his co-conspirators that kidnapped this dude at gunpoint. That's racketeering like a mofo, bro. You're going to prison, bro. That's all under the RICO. These dudes saying, oh, this is sex trafficking. No, you idiot. Sex trafficking is one part of his case. He's got multiple counts. The man is facing 5 counts. The sex trafficking is 1 count. The engaged to prostitution is 1 count. The RICO is a whole nother count where all that shit falls under the racketeering, as you guys see on your screen right there. They said he created a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, they're going to prove that. Forced labor, they've already proven that. Kidnapping, Kid Cudi going to finish that tomorrow. Arson, Kid Cudi gonna finish that tomorrow. Bribery, they already proved that because the nigga don't paid off all these people. They don't say that in open court, all these settlements and stuff like that. Obstruction of justice, dude just said it in open court today. All they gotta have is 2 out of the 10. All they gotta have is 2 out of the 10, bro. That's all they gotta have. You guys keep saying people's name in the comment section that are not nowhere in this case. Some of the people y'all are talking about, they're not in this case at all. You know, they're not in this case at all. I know you people are saying some names. I kept saying I can't wait to see this person. They're not even gonna be nowhere around the case. Because I already know who the names are. I just can't. I'm not gonna say them on YouTube. But the people who y'all are talking about, they're not involved in this case. They're not involved in this case. A lot of the people y'all saying, they naming this one girl's name in the chat. I said they kept naming her name. She's not involved in the case. I mean, you can just tell by the paperwork explain everything. If you read the paperwork, if you really study and get into the paperwork, you'll see it's all right there in the paperwork, man. Look at this stuff, man. Look at this stuff. It's right there. It says, after a victim filed a civil lawsuit in 2023, alleging, among other things, that the victim's participation in freak-offs was not consensual, the defendant Diddy made multiple efforts to interfere with the victims and witnesses by feeding those individual false narratives regarding his conduct, criminal conduct. It says, for instance, Diddy calls intermediaries, former and current security staff, right? Former and current security staff, right? To repeatedly call an employee number 1, who had witnessed firsthand his abuse of the victim. The intermediaries told, those are the people working for Diddy, told this employee in sum and substance that what she had observed was normal relationship. So they're trying to say, oh, you was trying to feed them information, right? Read the last line right there. It says that around the same time, and as highlighted at a prior hearing, the defendant recorded 2 phone calls with a different victim, victim number 2, in which the defendant attempted to feed the victim number 2 a false narrative regarding victim number 2's involvement in freak-offs, namely that they were consensual. There you have it right there. It's all in the paperwork, man. But this is what happens. This is the difference between people who actually read the pretrial paperwork and people who are just making videos, just talking shit and talking about somebody hating and talking about somebody this, somebody that. Bro, it's all in the paperwork, bro. If you read the paperwork, you already knew it was multiple rats. Do I condone rats? No, but I'm telling you what it is. If I'm telling you what it is, because you're reading this right here and they're telling you it's multiple witnesses, it's telling y'all this. It's telling y'all this. It says all this stuff in the paperwork. Y'all see it right here. Right? It's right there. It's right there. So, yeah, man, y'all see it. Read right there on that line above those black lines. It says, in addition, other witnesses corroborated victim 1's information. I mean, ain't nothing else to talk about. Just all in the pretrial paperwork, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this, bro. But everybody want to get mad at me for telling the truth. No, I sat up here, stood on business, nigga, because I knew I was right. I knew I was right. And his other guy, the former president of Bad Boy, he still ain't got on the stand yet. James Cruz. He still ain't got on the stand. And that nigga better hope. He better hope and pray they don't call Kirk Burroughs up there. He better hope and pray. right? Straight up. Y'all heard somebody in the comment section, somebody says, Chicken, stop defending white over your own. How am I defending white over my own, you idiot? Diddy was hiring the white folks. Shut up, fool. Ether. That quick. Instant fatality that quick. Instant ether. All these people Diddy was hiring and putting in them positions were white. The black folks Diddy had, they were doing the muscle work. The business side and all the other stuff, you can see all these people right here. Look at them. That guy. This guy. All right? Y'all seen what it is. And I believe Diddy hired dudes like this because they were easily controllable at that time. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, like I said before, bro, exposed, man. Because along with celebrity come about 70 shots to your frame. Look at this man in court today, bro. That man don't hire 10 lawyers, bro. They zapped all his money, man. Them lawyers don't take, and them lawyers are doing a horrible job. And everybody thought they was winning. Everybody was doing their celebration. They want to make you dance to this. I big body, wide body. What he said? He said, I see Chris Jenner, I beat twice and I wave. Man, dog. Y'all see it right there. This man said that he popped a Molly, drunk Ciroc, and was Diddy bopping. He said Diddy seen him on the video and said, yo, come here, Playboy. That's you on the video right there? He was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, yo, I'm going to keep this video in case I need it against you. Crazy work, bro. That right there is extortion. Those are multiple cases of extortion. Multiple cases of extortion. He said this in open court. He was like, yo, I popped the Molly. I was drinking the Ciroc, and I was Diddy bopping. They said, what's Diddy bopping? He was like, that's dancing. He was hopping. This dude was hopping around like a bunny rabbit. Diddy bopping. He said Diddy comes back, sees him on the video, calls him in like, yo, this you right here? He was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, yeah. See that video right there? Yeah, I'm going to keep that shit just in case I need it. That's extortion like a mofo. Then you extorted Cassie's mother and her father, bro. You extorted her mother and her father and had them send the money to Bad Boy. And then tried to send it back. Because he probably realized, damn, they got me on extortion. They sent the money to Bad Boy. And they took out the loan. By the time you send it back, the act had already been done, Playboy. Stinking thinking. Just a millionaire now. Talking about a billionaire at that time, talking about 20 G's. Come on, man. Think about it. Then you got all these women out here humiliating you in lawsuits now. Lawsuits that might not even make it to court. They ain't here talking about you itty bitty ditty, bro. Come on, man. This is crazy work, bro. You got 50 Cent online talking about do the Tootsie Roll. Come on, man. Embarrassing work, bro. Embarrassing work. And now, like I said before, you got sex workers called the Punisher in that motherfucker. Come on, man. Bro, like, come on, bro. Getting a bust put all over your chest. That's crazy, man. And everybody sitting around here just acting like this stuff is just normal. They acting like ain't nothing wrong with this stuff. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. They acting like, and Kid Cudi's coming tomorrow? Man, Kid Cudi finna elbow drop off the top rope on this nigga tomorrow. The government leaving y'all with something every single day they cooking. Diddy's lawyers was slick too. They tried to run the time out today so they couldn't get they couldn't get this dude. This dude came to the courtroom crying, bro. Bro, this nigga came to the courtroom crying today, dog. He came to the courtroom crying today, bro. That boy, look at him, man. Man, look at your face, man. Look at you. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. Look at him. Do y'all see this? Crazy work, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy work, bro. You got Gene Deal pulling up to the courthouse just to make sure justice is served. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Big Gene going off on Art of Dialogue. They over there talking about how you loving to have men's juices rubbed all over you. Man, this shit is embarrassing, man.
We do the freak off. I do the freak off because I want to supply my addiction. I know I can get some money out of it too. It's a lot of shit, bro. She was a victim. And by her being a victim, that don't stop her from not having those addictions that come with being a victim. You see what he did? He allegedly blew Kid Cudi's car up, or had somebody blow Kid Cudi's car up. That's what was said. And people don't understand this, man. You know, like, they think that, oh, this is just a domestic violence. This is a sexual thing. You understand? They don't understand the law. And when you are paying prostitutes to come across state lines to have a freak off with your girl, that's against the law. Prostitution is still against the law. And to pay somebody to come and do it, you are breaking the law. The dude got a 34-count indictment. He got to win all 34 counts, bro. Break that down for the people that don't understand how that works.
Well, man, this is crazy work, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all. Crazy work, man. And Gene was wrong. He doesn't have that. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. Big Gene was wrong about that. He only had 5 counts. What they did was they put all of the counts that Gene was talking about. They put it under one. Let me repeat myself again. They put it under one. They put it underneath the how should I say it, y'all? RICO. So all that stuff Gene's talking about, they put that stuff underneath the RICO. I don't think Big Gene knew that. But he knows now, though. They put it all under the RICO. So they didn't hit him like that. Crazy work, man. They put the forced labor, all that stuff, under the RICO. So the other charges, you see sex trafficking. Everybody think this is just sex trafficking. These people don't got no brains, man. They didn't even read the indictment. This man is being charged with multiple charges. But a lot of that stuff they put underneath the RICO. And what they're saying is he used the violence. He used all this stuff in order to help facilitate parts of those other charges, meaning sex trafficking and solicitation of prostitution. That's the part y'all need to understand. Right there. Right? But people not understanding it. Man going to hell, man. He going to jail. And if he don't get his life right, he going to hell.
If you lose one, you're going to jail still. See, everybody's looking at the thing, well, it's not a sexual, it's a sexual domestic violence. But what about the gun charges? The prosecution proved that, well, I'm not saying proved, but the prosecution made a statement, and Cassie said, yo, he had guns in the house. They used to have guns in the safe. This is not just one charge. He got 34 different charges. He got criminal possession. You know what I'm saying? Kidnapping. When you don't allow somebody to go somewhere when they go, that's kidnapping. He got a host of charges that you're going to have to get somebody else to go through them. But the prosecution, all they got to do is win one of those charges. But I believe that he's going to make a deal. He's going to get in the middle of this trial. Watch and see what I'm telling you. He's going to get in the middle of this trial because he can't take it. He can't take sitting right there and hearing all his dirty deeds with Cassie. Somebody eventually that he paid what? $30 million to. He's hearing all his deeds in front of him. He ain't high. He ain't drunk. No more Ciroc for him. Is it Ciroc or Ciroc? Which one is it? Both. It's no, that's missing. So now, he's hearing all this go down. He gonna break, bro. I'm telling you. He gonna end up asking this defense team, see, can y'all still get me that deal? See, can y'all still get me that deal? Some kind of deal.
Damn, so that's what you think gonna happen?
Yeah. They be smart.
And to go back to something you said earlier, same thing with me, man. I'm a little confused when Cassie say that Diddy taught her how to give oral. Because I don't see how that works unless he put in his mouth or something. I don't know.
I don't need it. I don't want to know. You understand?
Hey, Art,
You
you
know,
a fool, boy.
I love my women seasons. Already know. Been through it. Done that. So I ain't into teaching. I wouldn't deal with a woman that I gotta teach anything to, other than taking it.
This man said, yo, man, I don't know how he teaching her how to give oral without him putting his mouth. Bro, they clowning this dude, man. They styling on him. They wilding on him.
And she should be good at that too. She's a grown ass woman. You know what I mean? But for him to go and what she said was blatant that he.
Somebody said Gene knew what he was doing. How Gene know what he was doing and Gene wasn't even around in this era? Y'all gotta do y'all research. Gene was not around in this era. All y'all keep talking about Gene knew what he was doing. He didn't. Gene was not around in the whole Cassie era. All that era, Gene wasn't there, you big dummy. Gene was there before, in the 90s and the early couple of 2000 years. This indictment is from 2009 on. Do y'all not even know what y'all talking about?
He taught me how to have oral sex and give men fellatios. And she made it seem like he was actually showing him by practicing on some of the men. That's what I took from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. It's real crazy, bro. But it's crazy that, you know, how people don't see how she was groomed into doing this. That she was groomed into doing this. And then she is saying, and they playing tapes of her saying things that are provocative because she's saying that because, one, she wants to please him. She know he likes to hear this stuff. She know he wants to hear this stuff. So I'm going to say this stuff to please him. So, one, I don't get my ass whooped. Two, I might get a new car, a new gift, or something like that. Three, I might work on my next album. I don't know, man. It is what it is.
She also testified that the longest freak off her and Diddy had lasted 4 days.
Bruh, I can't imagine having sex for 40 minutes. You're talking about 4 days. My man, that's a lot of freaking off. They had tag teams or something? Oh, it was... yeah, no, was it her, Diddy, and 4, 5, 6 other guys, or just her, Diddy, another guy? Yo, that's just crazy to me, bro. See? And they tell off on their story. They tell. He had said that his parties are so wild that he has to have an ambulance outside of his house. He said that his parties are so wild, bro, that he got to have an ambulance outside his house. And they have to do a drip afterwards. He is sitting outside around poolside doing an IV drip with his mama. I don't know. Maybe that's some rich. That may be some rich that we don't know nothing about. But he was doing an IV drip after one of his freak off of one of his parties. He had said that. You remember the time he kissed his mama in the mouth?
Yesterday while playing Archero 2 on the subway.
Crazy work, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You know what y'all think, man? Man. Well, see y'all tomorrow. Kid Cudi will be in the building. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, man. What goes around comes around. This is why it's a perfect lesson in life on how you treat people. Because when you treating everybody like shit, kicking people in their drawers, treating adults like kids, taking their phones, taking their stuff, telling people they ain't no good, all this other stuff, bro, all that dirt you did gonna come back on you in life. Period. It's gonna come and it's hitting Diddy like a ton of bricks. Ladies and gentlemen, salute to everybody who supported this channel. Salute to everybody who donated. Shout out to Nikita. $20 donation in the Cash App. She says, thank you, Ticket, for being the man. Right? Oh, you already know. Because like I said, I'm not with all that beating and stuff he was doing to those people. I don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't right to me, man. Right and wrong is right and wrong. That shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? You beating up on all them women like that, bro. Come on, man. If you got an issue with people and you don't like somebody, get them up out of there, bro. You the boss. Send their ass home. You ain't got to beat somebody up. You Sean Diddy Combs. You can have any of these people that you want to have, but you want to sit up here and beat people up and stuff like that. Come on, man. I'm not with that shit. I'm gone. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.